Oh. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Good Morning Soul. And normally I want to leave videos like this normally for like my other channels, because this is a very I don't know. Normally this channel is meant for like very specific topics, and if I am talking about art, if I'm talking about art, then that's like what's gonna be talked about in like a broad sense. If I'm talking about video games, I'm gonna be talking about like this whole this feeling and these like certain things to do with gaming. I'm not gonna be talking about specifically like this one thing in Final Fantasy, whatever the fuck, unless it's like a cool story or whatever. But today I wanted to do something a little bit different. I wanted to talk about a specific thing, and that is a comparison and kind of a contrast video comparing two albums by one artist. These two albums are Coloring Book and Acid Rap, both by Chance the Rapper. And if you guys are not familiar with Chance the Rapper, you know, he has a lot of mainstream success. He's been on Billboard a couple times. He's probably one of the most popular, and I don't know what else other popular and praised, praised, I would say, artist of the past couple years, at least in the rap community. And part of that is because these two albums are hugely celebrated. Acid Rap, I remember when it came out, it was just a wave of hype and people just jamming out to it. I remember how big of songs Favorite Song, Good Ass Intro, Push a Man. I remember that intro. I just clicked on the album to see the track list. I didn't mean to play it. And even Cocoa Butter Kisses, all of these songs, very, very hyped. People were just loving the shit out of them, and they propelled Chance to this next level. And he was, and then he was being featured on Justin Bieber songs. He was easily getting that mainstream success. And then a couple years later, he dropped Coloring Book, which I have a review out for it. I reviewed it the day it came out. And I've talked about the track Angels, how much I love that track. And then there's tracks like Juke Jam, which, you know, that people like that for a while. No Problem was a huge song. And then there's I don't think this was as mainstreamy as maybe he was hoping. It's not all these tracks were charting or anything. But I think, you know, within the hip hop community, everybody knows this album. Everybody knows these tracks. So it became a point where people obviously compare these projects, and people also compare it to his first project, 10 Day. But I'm only going to talk about these two because I think there is a easier connection to make between these two, and because these are the two projects that people know him for. So a lot of people don't like Coloring Book, and that is because Coloring Book is kind of like his, it's just one of those things where the artist kind of blew up. He's starting to widen his target demographic, and he's doing a lot more. He's not doing his old shtick, and he's got people like Kanye on the track. He's got Young Thug, Lil Yachty, 2 Chainz, Lil Wayne, a lot of Future, T-Pain, a lot of different features. Whereas Acid Rap, he had guys like Twista, Childish Gambino, and Childish Gambino was a lot less huge back then. Absol, Action Bronson, a lot more just straight up hip hop guys. Vic Mensa. Whereas Coloring Book, these are Justin Bieber. These are some actual mainstream people. So this was the more mainstream album, and when you're seeing tracks like No Problem just being bumped by everybody, it's I know some people just felt like their personal guy was lost. But that comes with the territory. And I am like, as far as like when my artists go mainstream and how I feel about that, I don't think I give that much of a shit. Like, I think it depends on the artist and like how much they change between that development cycle, but I really could give a shit less. And both of these albums I adore, by the way. Like, if you watch my review for Coloring Book, I gave it a 9 out of 10. I gave it a 9 out of 10 the day it came out, and it hasn't changed since then. It would probably be in my top like 20 albums. Acid Rap is also a 9 out of 10 for me. I love Acid Rap. With Acid Rap though, I feel like both of the tracks are 13 tracks. It is but with Coloring Book there's a double track, and on Acid Rap there's a double track, so it's more like 14 tracks. But both of them are like, well, actually there's 14 on Coloring Book if you count like since there's a reprise for Blessings. So 14 tracks on Coloring Book. But they're about the same length, you know. Acid Rap is 54 minutes, Coloring Book about the same. So you could draw a lot of comparisons between these two albums, and there are a couple tracks like Cocoa Butter Kisses and Same Drugs that kind of feel like they reflect off of one another. Good Ass Intro and All We Got are like this big opening song. Pusha Man and No Problem, they're both like these big, like more like explosive like hit songs. Summer Friends, well, let's say Summer Friends and Cocoa Butter Kisses. Like, just looking track 4, track 4, track 5, track 5. Those are like the sad, melancholy songs. Track 6, same thing. Track 7, can't really compare Interlude, That's Love with Mixtape. And that's another thing. With Coloring Book, he's again widening that demographic. Mixtape is a song to like appeal to the like hip hop, like not the hip hop heads, but like guys who like listen to Migos, guys who listen to Young Thug and Lil Yachty. That's why he put them on there, and that's why he's rapping the way he is on there. And then he has like Juke Jam, which might as well be a pop record. And then he has All Night, which a lot of people hate that song. And then he has a lot of gospel influence. Like there's like on tracks like How Great, Blessings, might as well just be gospel songs. Gospel rap, like not like a normal thing to combine, but he did it. So, I think all that I really can do now is like talk about which one I like better. And I love Acid Rap. I love the style and like the art direction he took with it on this project. With Acid Rap, like, it's not only like this drug album, you know, it's called Acid Rap, and like, oh, he made it when he was on acid. Like, no, which I don't believe at all, by the way. And like, there's so many references to like tracks like Smoke Again, Chain Smoker. And like Cocoa Butter Kisses, which is actually kind of like a reflection on like he's saying like, I think we're all addicted. Yeah, it's a much more like artistic album, and it's kind of like a better album in a sense, because Coloring Book is a lot more like a lot of songs thrown together, whereas Acid Rap, like, I feel like there's actual themes, there's actual kind of concepts and like progression, and there's like better transitions. It flows much better than Coloring Book. But Coloring Book, there's just so many songs I like on there. I love Angels, I love Summer Friends, I love All We Got, No Problem is dope, Same Drugs is great, Smoke Break is amazing, Finish Line / Drown, I love all those songs. Mixtape is good. Even the gospel songs, they're like kind of like these good like color palettes, and like they kind of like allows you to clear your palette, I should say, before you like go into a song like Smoke Break. So I like Coloring Book better. And I know some people are going to disagree with that, but Coloring Book, like, I feel like I can just come back to that one a little bit easier. I can, like, throw it on and just kind of let myself, like, listen to the whole thing. Whereas Acid Rap, I really only listen to Favorite Song, Cocoa Butter Kisses, Push a Man, and all the good ass intro too. And all the other tracks are just kind of like background stuff. Like, even though they're like tracks I really enjoy, it's just not the same. Coloring Book, I feel like, is the better project. It has a better cover art, and it has like a lot more features, and that kind of allows it to like break it up a little bit. I really love Coloring Book, and I really want to know what your guys' opinions are. Which album do you think is better? Do you think Coloring Book is worse? I know that's probably the general consensus. And Acid Rap, don't get me wrong, I love Acid Rap. It is, like, I remember when it came out, like, I was listening to it all the time. Like, I had it in my car, I was bumping it. But Coloring Book just has that special place in my heart. Anyway, thank you guys for listening. I know this was a much more specific topic. I only think, fans of Chance the Rapper stuck around this long, but if anyone else did, or even if you are a fan who stuck around, I appreciate it, and I'll see you tomorrow with another edition of Good Morning Soul. Thank you for watching, and with that, I leave you.